of Utmost Umbreon. I just wanted to make a video to show how to create an emote on Paint Tool SAI. So this is a different kind of program, and there's not a lot of tutorials on making emotes with Paint Tool SAI, so this is one that I wanted to make specifically on just how to save the file. So on here, I first make sure that I create the emote in a canvas that is 1000 by 1000 pixels. You always want to make your emote on, or really anything that you plan to export or print out or condense, you always want to make it on a canvas that's much larger than what you're working with. You know, the biggest emote for Twitch and Discord is 112 megapixels by 112. If I were to create this on 112 by 112, I'm not going to get all of, like, my little details. I know this is a very simple emote, but you're not going to get all the nice shading values. It's going to start to get really pixelated really fast. So this right here, I've made on 1001 by 1000, which you can tell I've got some different shading values, you know, light to dark as with the light to dark. Now, as far as the saving goes, I'm going to start to delete some of my layers here. So I actually, yeah, see, first I kind of like draw mine out on paper, and then I scan it into the computer, and then I kind of make the lines. Well, actually, I make the lines a few times, but here's the first set of lines, and then here's the second with, you know, thicker lines. And I go ahead and I make my coloring over here. And I always use a darker background to catch any lines. Actually, see, like, look at that little thing right there. That's just what happens sometimes. It's nice to have that really dark contrasting background. Alright, so when you are, oh goodness, see, and I always notice this stuff as soon as I'm saving. Alright, so when you're finally ready to save and make it into an emote, I first condense all the layers because you're going to have to shrink the entire canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the ones I don't want, and I'm going to do this merge down. Alright, so now it's all into one layer. I'm first going to save the file. Please save the file so you don't forget it. Alright, so I'm just going to call this Earth Love. Alright, and I'm going to first save it as a SAI file. And then, oh, actually, wait a moment. Oh, take that back. Okay, save it as you have your layers. Save it as you have your layers. Okay, so I've saved this. It's going to tell me it already exists. Alright, now I'm going to delete these unnecessary layers and condense down. Alright, now when it's all condensed and ready to go, the first thing you're going to do is change the canvas layer. So I go that by going to canvas, and then I'm going to change size, and I'm going to shrink down to 112 by 112, which is one of the 3 required emote sizes to submit. After that, I'm going to go ahead and shrink it down. It looks tiny. So what you're going to have to do is go on to this button over here and hit transform. Well, you're going to hit scale, and you're going to scoop back, because now you can see this is where your picture was. So you're going to have to shrink it down and scale it to fit the 112 box. And now, don't be discouraged, because when you're up this close, it looks really, really crazy and super pixelated. But you've got to actually pay attention down to, you know, your percentages down here. This says I'm looking at it at 800%. So of course it's going to look pixelated the closer in you go. Alright, so a good thing to do is to make sure you go just a tad off the canvas here, because when you get a little too close, let's see if it'll do it for me. Sometimes it makes this little line, and you're going to get like a little white line inside, and like changes your values. So I like to kind of go just a little bit out of the box. Alright, so once I've got that going on, see, perfect here. Alright, And do you see how this, I can still see the values, the light green to the dark green, the light blue to the dark blue, and I'm able to achieve that by working in a larger canvas size first. Okay, so when I'm all ready, I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And I can scoop back to 100%. So this is what it's gonna look like. It's not gonna look like this because you're way too close. If you look at the percentage, it says 200%. So if I scoop back to 100, this is what it should look like. Now, the next important part is saving it. All right, so we're still in just 112. It's a little bit of a lengthy process here. Okay, so I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna save now to make sure it's not confusing. I'm gonna put like an underscore, and I'm gonna put 112. The next part is changing the type of file. It's not gonna be a SCI file, it's gonna be a JPEG. All right, so I'm gonna change it. Or not, sorry, oh my goodness, a PNG. I've been working with a lot of different art things this week. I'm so sorry. All right, gonna save it as a PNG. Save. Okay, the next important part is making sure that you hit this one here, so that each pixel is going to have, it's going to show it. It's going to create the rest of the pixels that aren't colored at all transparent. All right, so I'm gonna hit OK. All right, now, while it's like this, I'm gonna change it again. So the next required size is 56. Okay, so here it is, much smaller again. We're going to go ahead and hit that scale button and scale down. Like I said, remember bringing that line just a little bit outside of that box. See, and look at that. I still have the light colors to the dark colors. Again, this is very helpful when you are working with a bigger canvas. All right, so going to move up, bring it in just a little bit. All right, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK. See, and again, it looks really crazy, but I'm at like, I don't even know what number that is over here. I can't see, it's all zeros. More than likely like 900 max up 900% or 1000%, something ridiculous. All right, so I can zoom back in to 100%, and that's what it looks like. Here again, you see all the values in the shading. Very nice. All right, so we're going to save again. I'm going to change this from 112 to 56 so that I don't get confused, or not, and not just me, but the clients that buy the emotes from me. All right, so I have earthlove underscore 56, saving it as a PNG file. I'm going to save. Make sure again that it has a opacity, I believe is how you say that. All right, so I'm going to save it. All right, one more time, you're going to change the size, and now you're going to make it the smallest switch size that is also required, which is 28 megapixels. So we're going to go to 20. We're going to go to 28 by 28, and I'm going to hit OK. And now we're going to scale one more time. So this is where this one can kind of be the trickiest one. It might take a few tries, making sure that you see, like, you want to make sure you kind of get it in, and you can't zoom in anymore. So if you're like me, then I gotta wear glasses, it can get a little frustrating. Alright, so making sure it's right past the lines. Alright, this last one here. Alright, and see, even at the smallest size possible, 28 by 28 megapixels, you're still going to see all these different colors. Once again, I really think it's so important to work at a higher, a bigger canvas size than what you're originally looking for. Alright, so after that, we're going to hit OK. This is the part I talk about that sometimes shows up when you are working with the smallest one. You get this weird little color color down here. Like, I have no light color in here at all, so I might have to go ahead and try again. So I'm gonna go ahead and this one more time, hopefully. The last one's, like I said, the last one's a little bit trickier. Alright, so let's try this. Much better, see? I don't have that weird line that showed up. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and save it again. So this time I'm gonna name it a 28 file here. And we are going to make sure each pixel is selected here, so we're gonna hit OK. Alright, at this point I've saved all 3 files, so I'm gonna go to my desktop here. These are 2 that I did earlier. I'm just gonna slide them off the screen. Actually, I brought it onto my screen for some reason. Oops. I didn't even know I could do that. Here, let's just take them off. I apparently can drag them just right onto the screen I'm working on. Anyway. Alright, so here are the 3. I have, see, the 28, the 56, and the 112. So then one thing I like to do before I send them or before I use them is to make sure that they work. I can do this by just clicking on them here. So there's my 28. And I make sure like they open up right. I didn't accidentally save them incorrectly. We got 56. And then we've got 112. So I can put them here, kind of like side by side. Ooh, there we go. Check them out. Alright, and there you go. You have it. You have your 3 required emote sizes. Of course, this was more of a simple emote, but simple in a way that I can help show you how to properly save a emote or emote in Paint Toolside. Thank you so much, and hit like or subscribe if that helped. I will be looking to put more YouTube videos up with either tutorials or just work in progress as well. Thank you so much.